Introduction for the student.
You are about to embark on a journey that you may find fun, fascinating, or in a few cases, even frustrating or frightening. Biology is the study of life, and with all the forms of life on this planet, each with its own unique characteristics, it is a subject that seems limitless. We live in a world of remarkable diversity, but all living things, from algae to zebras, share certain key characteristics. Behind this magnificent yet diverse creation is the God every Christian knows and worships. From the complex inner working of the cell to the beauty and balance of nature, the believer sees the hand of a creator who is not only mighty and powerful, but also wise and good.
Format of the text. Units and chapters. This book is divided into 3 units. The science of life deals with topics basic to all biological studies. Much of this material concerns philosophy and theory, and it covers the areas in which many of the biological discoveries that most affect our lives are made. This material is foundational to the 2 units that follow. The science of organisms is a survey of the major groups of living things on our planet. This unit takes the traditional classificatory approach to studying organisms. Its final chapter shows how these living things relate to each other and to the non-living aspects of the environment. The study of human life includes sections on human anatomy and physiology, and on Christian philosophy related to our physical, mental, and spiritual selves. Each of these 3 units is divided into chapters. Each chapter is divided into sections, which are lettered, for example, 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B. The chapter sections are further divided into subsections, for example, 1.1, 1.2. Finally, the subsections are divided into parts with several levels of headings, just as this introduction is divided. These headings should give you insight into what you are going to read. Do not skip over them. Use them to help organize your thoughts and construct a framework for understanding. Objectives. Each chapter subsection begins with 1 or more objectives. These tell you what you should know or be able to do after reading and studying the subsection. These objectives are also a valuable review tool at test time. Preview them before you read a subsection, and then review them after reading to see if you have grasped the most significant concepts. Key terms. An important part of any study is the vocabulary of the subject. Several vocabulary learning aids are incorporated into biology. If you use these aids, you will not only make better grades, but you will also gain clean material useful in other areas of life. Usually, the terms considered most important are printed in dark type, called boldface. These terms are also listed beneath the objectives at the start of each subsection. Once a term has appeared in boldface, it will usually appear in italic type if it is stressed again in that chapter or in a related chapter. Many biological terms of secondary importance appear in italic type. These may be listed more than once and may or may not be defined in the text. All of the boldface terms appearing in a chapter will appear in the list at the end of the chapter. That list is in the order the terms appear in the text. After you have read a subsection, you should be able to define the terms in this list. For concise definitions of many terms used in this book, consult the glossary, which begins on page 640. If the term has multiple meanings, make sure that you choose the definition that applies. Unfamiliar terms used in this text often have a pronunciation immediately following their appearance in the text. The pronunciation key on this page should help you read these pronunciations properly. Etymologies. Etymology, etymology, is the study of the history of words. It is useful because after you have learned a number of the common root words, you should be able to figure out the meaning of some words you may not be familiar with. This text gives etymologies for certain words, and in each case, the word will appear as blue text. The etymology is found either in the margin or in the box, or fact that contains the term. The first time a root appears in a term, the combining form and its origin language are given along with the definition. If the language is the same for multiple parts, it is not repeated. After that, only the definition is given. Appendix D is a glossary of the most commonly used word, roots. Most roots that appear more than once can be found there. Facets of biology in boxes. Additional information is presented in the Facets of Biology, which you will find scattered throughout the book. Facets contain material that is related to the content of the chapter. Some of them contain interesting examples, and some deal with practical or biblical applications of scientific material. Some facets contain terms that are listed in the key terms of the subsection that the facet is in. Material may also be presented in boxes. Boxes are found throughout the text and sometimes inside facets. Generally, boxes contain additional information about or examples of the scientific material being discussed in the text. The closer look boxes contain more in-depth information related to material in the regular text. Your teacher will inform you of what facets and boxes you are expected to read, and which ones contain terms or other material you may be tested over. Other study helps. At the end of each subsection, you will find a list of review questions. After carefully reading the preceding material, you should be able to answer the review questions. Only when you can answer these questions have you really comprehended the significant material. Some students find it profitable to read the review questions before they read the material. This alerts them to the most important points. When preparing for tests, you will find the review questions and the list of key terms valuable in directing study. Some of the questions at the end of subsections may be marked with a red bullet, red circle, or a blue bullet, blue circle. A blue bullet indicates that the question is drawn from a facet within the chapter. Those with a red bullet are thought questions. These may require you to have more knowledge than the text presents. Often you must draw from material covered in other chapters. You may need to use the index at the end of the book. Other times these questions will require the use of other sources such as encyclopedias, other textbooks, and frequently the Bible. The thought questions may also ask you to state your opinion and then defend it. In the back of the book are several appendixes with which you should become familiar. These provide an overview of the classification of organisms, describe the world's major biomes, list common units of measurements and abbreviations, and furnish an index of many of the word roots used in the etymologies. Although you may not need their help every time you read this text, using these materials will often make your study of biology easier. The figures, tables, and illustrations in this book have been designed to help you. Consider these carefully as you read the text. Some of the material in the tables and figures is reference material. You will not, of course, be expected to memorize this type of material. Your teacher will point out which tables and figures contain material you must remember, and which are reference material. Many of these summarize related structures, processes, or concepts and are valuable study aids.